See that? Yep. Top 5 week does continue. Yes. Hey guys, what's up? JoZ back here again, and we just covered the top 5 players on offense, the top 5 players on defense. So now let's combine the groups together. Let's talk about the top 5 worst players overall on the whole team. We're too good of a team to split the worst players up offensively and defensively. So we have to combine them together. That should show how good we are. So this isn't necessarily let's take the practice squad and take names out of the hat and say which these 5 guys are the worst. It's contribute and respective to what they earn, what they should be doing, and what we would expect out of them. Alright, so let's start off at number 5, and of course there's an eye up there. Tell me you're the Vikings worst player up there and your top 5 in the description. So let's get into it, and starting with number 5. This one, I don't think he doesn't had many chances to be great. But that's Michael Floyd. We got him in the offseason, and I was very happy for him. I thought we were going to get a really good red zone threat. A guy that could also stretch the field, and he's just a really good option overall. But he's not the worst pretty much because Treadwell's taking his snaps because we want to get Treadwell better. So Floyd hasn't produced a whole lot, but I think it's more due to how good the other receivers are ahead of him. He's not going to play over Diggs. He's not going to play over Thielen. He's not going to play over Treadwell because we want him to be better. I would say he should be playing over Jarius Wright and all those, but hey, whatever they're doing, it's their choice, right? If they think that he's the better choice, well then I'm assuming they're right. And so if Michael Floyd can't constantly beat out Jarius Wright, then I think that's kind of saying something. I thought he looked good in camp. He's looked good when he's on the field, but he hasn't had many chances to be on the field. Don't know if it's a playbook issue or what, or I know he's dealt with the suspension and the injury, but he's number 5 for a reason. He's not the worst, but I would like to see a lot more out of Michael Floyd. Number 4. The worst starter on the team is Trey Waynes. It's easy to be the worst player when you're opposite of Xavier Rhodes for 2 reasons. They're going to be targeting you, so because Xavier Rhodes is so good, spoiler for my top 5 defensive players, but Trey Waynes is going to get all those targets, and they're going to be all over him all the time. They're going to pick on him. That's going to be their game plan. So because of that, it's going to make him look a lot worse than he really is. And also because when you're compared to Jesus and you're a little common fetus, that's pretty much what the difference is from Rhodes and Trey Waynes, right? And that's just how good Rhodes is. So comparatively, Waynes is garbage compared to Xavier Rhodes, but Waynes is okay in his own right. But that being said, there are games where he is god-awful. Then there are other games where he's pretty good. So we need that consistency out of Waynes. It'd be really nice to see. I believe he has 2 interceptions on the year, so he has ball skills. We just want to see him continuously be in the right position, because he just gets in the wrong position a lot, and he's still too handsy. He hasn't been getting called penalties lately. And I think that's just due to refs that let the players play a little bit more. That's why I think Waynes is all down to, do the refs throw those pass interference flags for nothing, or do they let them fight it out more? So that's what it comes down to. There's not really any refs in between. It's either one extreme or the other. So if we get lucky and get Waynes on the refs that let the players fight it out, all of a sudden Waynes is another top 20 quarterback. But if they're going to throw those flags, all of a sudden he's giving up 3 pass interference, 3 to 5 pass interferences a game, and all of a sudden he's not that good. So it comes down to the refs for him, because he still can be too handsy. I think he's been getting lucky last couple of games. But that being said, he's very good against the run. I believe Pro Football Focus is #1 cornerback against the run. So he's been doing some things right, some things wrong, and getting a little bit lucky, but not bad enough to be much higher on the list. Number 4 is not bad when you're the worst player that's starting. Number 3. Rodney Adams. But JoZ, you said you weren't going to talk about practice squad players. Well, first off, he's not been on the practice squad. He's just been inactive. And he's very disappointing. I believe he was a 4th round pick. Yeah, and he was drafted to be the Cordero Patterson replacement. He has a very similar skill package. We're expecting him to make the roster as a kick returner and then hopefully be a decent like number 5 receiver, and he's done neither. In training camp, he got beat out in kick returning from Stacey Coley, Marcus Sherrills, and Jarek McKinney. He's 4th on the depth chart. I think he's supposed to be best at. And he's not even been on the field at all for receiving. He hasn't been active once. That really is really saying he's a 4th round pick. He has all the tools you want. Where are you at? I think that's something that a lot of Vikings fans should be very concerned of. This is a kid that should have been a very good athletic pickup. We lost Patterson, so let's get another athletic monster, and this kid has done nothing with it. I know he's been vlogging on YouTube, then he stopped for 2 weeks, so I really am wondering if Zimmer kind of got pissed at that. Hey kid, if you aren't focused on football, I don't really care about you. He got released recently. I'm assuming the Vikings are trying to get him on the practice squad now. But we'll have to see. Maybe he just outright got cut because Zimmer just got sick of him. With apparently, from what I can tell off his vlogs, doesn't really care a lot about football, cares about other stuff. But that could just be what he shows on his vlogs. So I don't want to get too into that. But I would like to see a lot more out of Rodney Adams. He's a 4th round pick that hasn't lived up to any type of potential whatsoever. 4th round picks should be already a good backup role player, kind of like Ben Gedeon. But he's done nothing with his potential, and we have yet to see any type of flashes from him. I thought he looked fine in preseason. I think Coley still outplayed him, but he looked fine, but not good enough. So that's why he's number 3 on this list. Because where are you? You're a 4th round pick. You should at least be active some games, right? Number 2. We traded a 7th round pick for him. We thought he would be in a bigger role. We thought he could compete with Trey Waynes as a starting corner, and he's looked pathetic even on special teams. Tramaine Brock. The kid was 32nd Pro Football Focus's corner last year, so that says he's a starting corner, but he can't even make our team. He looks bad on special teams. I just think that's a bad mismatch. That's just me. I don't think he's a good tackling corner. I think if he gets used to the system, he can be a decent coverage guy. And he hasn't been playing a whole lot because he's a slot corner, and Mackenzie Alexander's played well. That being said, he should at least be in the rotation a lot more at quarterback. If he is that good, then he would at least take some snaps away from Mackenzie Alexander to give him a break. But he hasn't even been good enough for that. So it's been very interesting to see. The one game he had decent playing time in, he got burned for a touchdown. It didn't look good whatsoever. And it was his first game in Minnesota, so you have that. He wasn't really used to the system, so maybe give him a little bit more time, but he's a veteran. That shouldn't be a big deal. And the fact that he hasn't played at all on defense ever since that first game is really telling that he just doesn't understand Zimmer's system or something, and it's not looking good for him. So we traded for him. We probably could have just got him if we wanted to. Must have been some other teams involved, so Spielman felt like pulling the trigger and giving him the Seahawks a 7th round pick for him, and it has not panned out at all. Yes, it's just a 7th round pick. It's not the biggest deal, but the fact that we got this guy, we really wanted him, and he hasn't done anything for our team, that's kind of telling. So that's why he's number 2 on this list. Number 1, I cheated. Sam Bradford's knee is the worst part of our team. Are you kidding me? How are you going to tell me that you got killed all year last year? You had the worst offensive line in the history of the sport, and then we showed up their offensive line. You get hit, what, twice? You don't get sacked at all? I don't think you get sacked at all. You get hit like twice that game. Then your knee blows out? Are you kidding me? We are a 7-1 team right now. If your knee didn't give out of nothing, that makes no sense. And Teddy, I'm looking at you too. Now, non-contact injury, your knee's gonna blow out too? That's ridiculous. This team's so much better. If your knee would hit the gym. I'm joking. It's not the player's fault. It's their knee. I'm yelling at their knee, not the player. But it's ridiculous. It's unlucky. But I wish their knee would be better than it is. Dalvin Cook too. You're just making a juke move that you've done 100 times before. Come on, knee. You gotta do better than that. Come on. Our Vikings players' knees have gotta improve, or We aren't going to be doing too hot. We can't be suffering all these ACL injuries. So there we have it. It's a little joke one for the last one. Those knees, and more specifically ACLs, need to be a lot better and improved for 2018, or we won't be doing very good. But anyways, give me your top 5. The playlist is at the end of this video. And we'll see you guys next time.